All right, popping or hitting, that's the motion. It makes you look somewhat robotic. It's bang, bang, bang. Actually, what it is, at least the way I do it, is a flex. It's a really quick flex. So we're going to learn how to flex, and we're going to learn how to make the flex quick. Here's an exercise we're going to go through. It might seem silly at first, but this is going to get you popping in no time. All right, what we're going to do is first we're going to flex like we're in the World Wrestling, whatever it is now, or you're a bodybuilder, right? Like this, like, you know what I'm talking about? So you flex your arms, you flex your chest, you flex everything. If you flex correctly, if you flex hard enough, then your arms will shake a bit. So I'm not making my arms shake, I'm flexing enough that my arms shake. All right, once again, your arms and your chest, make a muscle, flex as hard as you can, which will make your arms shake a bit. Okay, do that. Now, relax. Now, when we're going through this, we'll do it a few more times. Think about how it feels when you do this, okay? Because you have to remember this feeling, because you want to get to it later on when we're doing the popping. All right, ready? And flex, release, flex, release, flex, release, flex, release, flex, release, flex, release. All right, now that's an exercise you can go through as many times as you need to get that down. Next, we're going to put that into a motion. Now, what you have to watch out for when you're hitting or popping is the anticipation of the pop. In other words, what you have a tendency to do when you first start is you'll be in a movement, and like if I was going to go like this, pop, pop. When you first start, you'll get close to where you're going to pop at, and you'll start thinking, all right, I'm about to pop, and you'll start tensing up early, and you start flexing a little bit early, and you end up making a quick jerking motion instead of a tight freeze, which is what we want. So, what you want is smooth, bang, smooth. You want a smooth movement, then a quick pop, split second freeze, then smooth movement. All right? Smooth, bang, smooth. Next exercise. I want you guys to go like this, like an exaggerated walking motion. And when I say flex, then bang, go to that flex that we just practiced. Okay? But only when I say to. You're not going to know when I'm going to say it. And the reason is, I don't want you to anticipate it. But when I say it, just as quick as you can, lock up into that flex. All right, here we go. Flex, go. And stay there until I say to go. Flex, go. Flex, go. Of course, I'll be quicker than you because I know I'm going to say it. But don't worry, just do the best you can. Flex, go. Flex, go. Flex, go. One more time. Flex. Okay, now that time when we flex, we kept it a while. Do that again if you need to. That might be something you have to practice every day for a while. Next, next exercise, you're going to know exactly when you're going to flex or pop or hit, whatever you want to call it. All right? So we want you to hit, or do this motion I showed you earlier, back and forward. Do your pop at the top of the motion, and then drop. Stay there for just a split second, all right? So we're going to go bang, drop, bang, drop. Now do it with me. Ready? Pop, drop, pop, drop, pop. Try now a little bit faster. Pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop. All right, now you can do that on your own without doing it along with the video. That's fine. Once again, a split-second freeze there. And the more you practice this, then the quicker you can make the pop. Eventually, it's just bang, bang, bang. You can make it as quick as it needs to be. All right, last exercise, very similar to the first one, that exaggerated walking motion. This time we're going to try to pop a little bit more quickly. Now remember, make sure your technique is correct before you speed things up. So take as much time as you need to, getting those flexes, those hits, getting them down good before you make them quick, right? Because you don't want to do it wrong in a hurry. You want to get your technique right. So we're going to go like this, and at the end of each movement, bang, we're going to hit. Ready? All right, now when you're doing your popping, you want to try to get the pop on beat. You can do it on the upbeat or the downbeat, or both, okay? But you want your popping to be bang, bang. You listen to something that's 1, 2, 3, 4, or you go 1, 2, 3, 4, pop each time. Or you want something to fit with the beat. Okay, that's important. Now, let me show you another way to pop that comes from the old school, where they used to do it a long time ago, and of course a lot of people still do, is they'll take and they'll move their hand like this, and you'll notice you've got a point right about there where you kind of snap, okay? And it's similar to what I was doing, but you'll notice right there, bang, 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 bang. And you're mostly just flexing up in here. And you can mess with that as well. But of course, the way I showed you earlier, you're flexing your arms and your chest and all that as well. So practice, practice, practice. You'll find that some popping motions are tougher than others. All right? For example, going up like this and popping there is going to be easier at first than going straight out, bang, and popping like that. This is going to be tougher, right? So you work on that one. Another one that's kind of tough is when you turn, and you like if you're turning like this, and then you pop in the turn. That's tougher as well, because to get your body to stop like that, I'm actually using muscles, you know, way down in your legs and stuff to get that quick stopping motion. All right, so that's tougher as well. So pick a movement that's easy for you at first. It might be this one, it might be this one, and work on that a lot and get to where you understand exactly how to pop. All right, and then go to your more difficult movements, this one or this one, and then work with those. But try to do the easy ones first and work your way up to the more difficult ones. It's going to look like this. All right, let's break it down. Arms straight out. Now the first move is fairly easy. It's just this. Just bend at the wrist. Keep your hands straight. There you go. You can do that. All right, the next move is the toughest one. Your fingertips stay in the same place. Your elbow stays at the same height. And your wrist drops down. Okay, it's this. Now let me show you how to do that. That's a little bit tougher. You want, if I can show you this part of my arm. This part of your arm should be facing forward. Okay, because like you can do that, or you can turn it a little bit, do that. Yeah, you turn that. You want it facing forward, okay? All right, so once again, we got this, and we got this. Now, to get this to happen, your elbow has to go back a little bit. So you start off, your elbow goes back just a bit. As your elbow goes back, this part of your shoulder kind of rolls forward, okay? This part of your shoulder is kind of going forward like that. All right, so elbow goes back, shoulder starts rolling forward as the hand drops down. And you end up with, once again, with your elbow being the same height as it was, okay? So that's how you do that. So that's the tough one. When I teach workshops, this is usually the toughest part of the wave or those type of movements to learn. Some people get it right away. Most people have a hard time with it. So if you're having a hard time with it, that's fine. You're normal. Once again, the elbow goes back. So it goes back a little bit. As it goes back, your shoulder kind of rolls forward like that. I'm exaggerating it now, okay? Shoulder rolls forward, and you end up like this. So work on that. Elbow goes back, shoulder rolls forward as the palm of your hand drops down. All right? So once again, we've got this, then we've got this. You want your elbow to stay, if your elbow drops in height a little bit, that's fine, because eventually you may not be doing it like this. You may be doing it like this. But we want to show you like this first of all so you understand the basic technique. So here we go. Hand. Got the elbow movement there. Once again, fingertips stay in about the same place, see? And your hand drops down. Your elbow stays the same height, all right? You might have to shut the tape off at this point and work on that elbow movement. That's fine. Come back to this. The next part of it, can you do this? Okay, that's easy, right? That'll be the easy part. Start back at the beginning. Here. Here. Now at this point, we're going to lift the shoulder, and you can pretend that your hand is on the table, and then you just straighten your arm out. Once again, your hand stays at about the same place. See that? Shoulder goes up, hand stays at about the same place, arm straightens out. Once again, from here to here. From here to here. All right? Now we're going to swap shoulders. Drop this one and raise the other one. Just like that. All right, that's an easy one right there, okay? All right, downhill from here. Now we've got elbow movement over on this side. So the shoulder drops down a little bit, and then the other elbow comes up. Now we're going to bring the wrist up, and then the hand. Okay? Now I'm going to go through it a few times. And you guys follow along. I'll do it slow, and y'all try to match the movements. Ready? Here we go. And again. Now we'll go back the other way. Okay, now the arm movements that you just learned in that wave are going to help you in the normal waves, okay? Those arm movements, you'll remember that, because you're doing the same arm movements, just to make everything flow together. We'll cover that in the segment after the next one. hand wave can look like this, and then the other way looks like that. Here's what you can think about. This might help you. If you pretend that something is going underneath your hand, like your hand's a piece of carpet, okay, I'll also break it down for you. Hands flat. First thing is to bring the fingertips up. Okay, so you just go up like that. Next, you're going to bend right here. If you can bend right here, that's nice. But we're going to bend right here. Next, we're going to bend here. And this last part straightens out. And then next, we bring the wrist up as this part straightens out. Now that's the way waves work, okay? Remember, same way with that other wave we did. One part goes up. As the next part goes up, the previous part drops back down. That's how waves work. All right, once again, start flat, curl back like this, then we bend here, then bring up these knuckles as these straighten out, then bring up your wrist as these knuckles straighten out. Go over it again, straight, curl back, first set of knuckles, next set of knuckles, and see if your hand right now is shaped like mine. Then your wrist, and then your wrist goes back down. Once again, when you speed it up, looks like that. Okay? Now we're going to work on the wave going the other way, which would be out like that, where it starts back here and comes out over here. A couple of ways you can do this. First of all, you could do the same trick we did earlier, where you pretend something is going underneath your hand and pushing it up. That's one way. Here's another way. Let your hand drop like that. Then bring your hand up just to here. Well, make sure your hand looks like mine right now. So your fingers are still pointing down. You just bring up this part of your hand. That's one. Then you go here, 2, and then 3. Do that again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Of course, if you do that quickly, you've got that. Now, I normally, when I practice, I like to do more isolated waves. In other words, I don't normally do that. I would normally do this. I think that makes your technique a little bit better if you can keep them in that amount of area, about like that. But if you're performing in front of people and they're some distance away, then you probably should exaggerate your movements so that everybody can see them. All right, so once again, we've got the hand wave going into the hand. That starts from the fingertips. Then we got the wave going the other way. That comes from the wrist and goes out. So we've got the wave going this way and the wave going this way. The wave going this way and the wave going this way. And the wave works the same with either hand. Here we go, the full wave. It's going to look like this. Now we're kind of going to be using the past couple of moves we learned for this. Because you got the hand wave over here, then the arm wave, then you got the hand wave over here. Hand waves you already got. The arm wave The arm part, you kind of have that because we did this, right? Remember that? Yeah. So, with this wave, we do the hand wave, just like we learned it. And then, instead of going click, 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 we kind of make it flow together. But we've got the basically we've got the same movements. We've got the wrist going up, we've got the elbow going up, shoulder, shoulder, elbow, wrist. So you're basically using the same movements as you did with that other wave. So here we go. I'll turn around for you. Alright, so remember with the waves, make sure you go from one side to the other side. Think about the movements you learned in this wave for the arm movements. And just practice it and practice it until you make it smooth. Once again, I think your technique will be better if you practice it isolated like this instead of like that. Okay, so try to get where you do it like that. And then you can make it wider if you need to. Body wave looks like this. Or you can actually walk out with your feet like this. A lot of different things you can do with it. Now you usually do the body wave with the arm wave. So wave goes through your arm, then your body. Here's what's going on with your body wave. Chest goes out, stomach goes out, and so forth all the way down to your knees. And you might also, like I showed you, walk your feet out or just move your feet. You basically want movement that goes from here all the way down and then back up. All right? So once again, arm wave, chest, on down. You can walk out like that if you want. And I'll show you that also later on, that little step will break it down a bit more. Then come back up with your kicking your heel out, then your knee, back up again. Now there's not a set way that you have to do this. That's why there's varieties you can a variety of ways you can do it. So if you want to go more to the side instead of your movement being this way, if you want your movement to be more this way, you can do that as well. Once again, arms, chest, on down, walk out, comes back up, move your knee, back out. It's going to be a lot of practice just to get to where the movements flow naturally. Okay, when you first do it, you have to think about what you're doing, but as you do it more and more, those kind of happen naturally. Now, sometimes I'll try to make it move more on one side. So, like this, looks like it's going down this side, because I kind of tilt this way. So it's like it's going down this side, then over here, and then this knee will go out and come back in, and knock this knee out, and then it acts like it's coming up the other side. So it looks like the wave is going like this and out. Okay? That's another variation you can make on it. Let me show you the footwork. Of course, the simplest way to do that with the feet would just be like that. Okay? So you go, and you can't do both arms in if you like. Both arms, like this, and you step out, and back out. Okay, so you go like that, take it back, like this, get away. You can start, you can pivot, start pivot on your toes or your heel, either way. Then the way I usually do it, put the heels up, slide, switch, slide. So, once again, think about the technique. Go back to the beginning if you have to. Alright? And do it slowly. Remember, get the technique down first, then speed it up. Otherwise, you're just doing it wrong in a hurry. So, if you still don't have it yet, go back to the beginning of the segment. Think about what you're doing. All you got is a slide and a switch. Work on that. And after you get that down, take the pause out, where you just make it all flow together. And then you're moonwalking, actually, you're backsliding. For those of you that are serving the Lord, don't worry, it's not a bad backslide. Up next, we got a side glide. Make sure that you thoroughly understand the moonwalk, backslide, before you attempt the side glide or side slide, or whatever they call it this week. Alright? Because a lot of the principles in the backslide are the same as in the side glide, but the backslide or moonwalk is easier. So make sure you thoroughly understand the moonwalk, backslide, and really be better if you had gotten fairly good at the backslide before you even try the side glide. Now, remember with the backslide, your weight was up on the leg that's bent. Remember that. And so your weight was up on your toes, and your flat foot was a foot that slides. Alright? And then you shifted your weight and shifted which leg was bent and all that. That is going to be the same with the side glide. Same thing, but we're adding some pivoting. Alright, so let's take a look at it. Okay, we're going to start off like this. So you got your right knee bent, your weight is up on that right toe. Remember, your flat foot slides. So we're going to go out like that. Now, we're going to do our switch, just like we did with the backslide. But along with the switch, we've got a pivot. So we're going to pivot on the toe over here because we have no choice, and on the heel on the right foot. Okay? Now, I'm going to slide. Remember, flat foot slides. Slide again, and I usually cross over. Okay? And then once again, shift weight over, the opposite foot, pivot, and slide again. Alright? Now this is going to seem confusing at first. Like I said, if you got the backslide down, that's going to help out a lot with this move. And pay close attention to the technique. Think about what you're doing. Watch me a few times. Put some work into it, you'll get this move. Also takes balance. Alright, once again, start off the right toes, and we got the slide, then we got the switch, and what do we add to the switch? The pivot. Pivot, okay? Then we slide in. Now, whenever your legs are going apart, your toes point out, and when your legs are coming together, your toes point back in. Okay? So here we go. By the way, as far as the balance goes, it's tougher doing it slow like this, but we need to do it slow so that you can get it. And if you need to hold on to a piece of furniture or something while you're doing this, that's fine. Because we want to get this technique down. Later on you can work with your balance and the rest of it. Let's get this technique down. Once again, I'm bringing it down step by step, but when you get good at it, you'll take out the pauses and it all flows. And I found it's easier when you first start to go from right to left, and maybe after you get that down, you can work on going back the other way. You might have noticed that when I do my glide, I have a slight change in it. I happened to see this dude glide on the internet, and I thought it looked better than mine, so I watched it over and over again to figure out what he was doing differently. I figured out what he was doing was on the foot that you put your weight on, the foot that you're up that you're on your toes on. He was actually pivoting that foot while he was sliding. And so I like to do that as well. And so sometimes when you see me glide, you see that. So I wouldn't worry about doing that part of it when you're first starting. Just do it the way I broke it down, and then after you get that down, then you go ahead and try it, like I just said, pivoting the foot that your weight is on while you're sliding. All right, practice, practice, practice. King tut. King tut, you can get real creative with this. You want to get to where you're making up your own stuff. A lot of stuff you can do. your basic tuck movement is going to be this and this, you know. Here's what you want. As much as possible, you want horizontal and vertical most of the time. See this? Horizontal, vertical, horizontal. Watch yourself in the mirror. Try to get nice and straight. Okay, so remember that, horizontal and vertical. Also, a lot of the time, you want your arms working together. Okay? So horizontal and vertical, both sides working together. Not all the time. I mean, you do variations where one arm's doing one thing, another arm's doing another thing. I'm just telling you different ways to do it. What else? Here's another one. You're up like this. Now I'll show you a couple of moves I've come up with. Drop like this, and back around to the other side. So what I'm doing there is, and this is the tough part, is I'm keeping my elbows at about the same height. Plus, I'm keeping my hands, they're dropping at about the same time. So it ends up looking like this. And if you can add popping to it, like when you know, the freeze we went over, add that to it, and that adds a lot to it as well. So you've got, once again, you've got your hands working together, and you can have your head follow as well. Because I'm, like, my head's doing what my hands are doing. See that? Now, with a lot of these moves, you might have to work on one aspect of the move at a time. Like on what we just did, you might have to really concentrate on keeping your elbows at the same height. That might take you a while to do that. And if the rest of the move isn't perfect while you're working on that one part of the move, that's fine. You can come back and you straighten out the details later on. So you might have to concentrate on one aspect of the move at a time, and that's okay. Here's that one again. Now I'll show you one I came up with called the curl up tuck. It's very possible somebody else might have made up a move that looks like this or is exactly like this. I don't know, but I know that I'd never seen it before I came up with it. I'm going to turn around to make it easier on you to follow me. I'm going to start with my right palm facing up and my left palm facing down. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go towards my body. The palms are going to go towards my body like that. So you got the palm that's facing up, goes up. The palm that's facing down, goes down. And while I'm doing that, I also turn. Okay, you got to kind of think about that because I'm going like that. So as the palms go towards the body, you also turn like that. Okay? Now you can stop the video if you need to figure that one out. Here's the next part. We're going to go towards the body again. Now your fingertips are pointing you in the direction you want to go. And we're going to move this time at the elbow and go like that. Now we're going to move at the shoulder and go like that. Here's what we got. Right? Then we're going to swap these. Don't worry, I'll turn back around for you. Go from that to that. And then we're going to uncurl. Okay? Shoulder, elbow, with the hands. So, think about what we did here. Alright? We started with movements at the wrist. We moved at the wrist, then at the elbow, then at the shoulder. Then we had the switch. And then we went the opposite way. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. So we went from wrist, elbow, shoulder, switch, shoulder, elbow, wrist. So you're curling up, and then you uncurl. Okay, it's going to look like this. All right. Go through it again. You got your wrists. Remember the fingertips pointing in the correct direction. Here. At the elbows. Then what's next? The shoulders. In. Then switch. Now we're going to uncurl. Shoulders. Elbows. Wrists. So this one, there's a couple tap moves you can use, but there's so much stuff you can do with the King Tut. So just try to come up with your own stuff and just make up different movements. And if you make those movements where they're horizontal and vertical, and if you can add a little pop into it, it's probably going to look pretty good. Practice, practice, practice.
Show us some pop and lock, man.
Here, let's go in here. We'll turn on some music.
No, don't go there. That's somebody's. If you show me something, I'll show you something. All right?
You talking about that stuff like?
Yeah. Just like that. Nice.
Y'all got any of that?
Yeah, we gotta do that.
Cool. You got anything else?
Yeah.
What's this for?
Oh, Seawalk.
All right. Now I'm a professional break dancer. That's my profession. It's what I do. Is pop and lock. So you want to see me do something?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Play a little music. Play a little music. Give these guys a little music.
Hold on.
Can I see it on the camera?
I don't want to.
Yeah, we can watch them.
What do y'all want to see? I'm not gonna play. I just show you. Just pick out a move.
Anything.
We gotta back up so we can.
Okay.
Just back up so we can get it off.
All right. Now you may not want to try this at home because I'm a professional.
Yeah,
okay?
don't try this at home.
You ready?
That is it.
Hey, y'all ever?
My son is sick.